Yo.
I'm gonna be in and out anyway. And I just wanna, shed some light on people that's trying to get in the industry real fast. I don't know why my camera ain't working though.
All right, what's up?
Yeah, man. So basically, you know what I'm saying, I've been seeing a lot of videos. I've been in the industry a couple of years, and a lot of people thinking you're gonna come in and make a boatload of money. For one, ain't nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your authority not aged 6 months to a year, you're not getting no good loads. You might straight, you know what I'm saying, hit gold once or twice, but it's horrible. So I just want to tell everybody, let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, you're not gonna come in this industry making a boatload of money like y'all think y'all is, unless you lease on to somebody authority that's been in the game at least a year or two.
Okay.
So I just, want to put that out there because I see a lot of guys, they be saying, oh, this, that, you come in making this money. You're not going to make them numbers. They making them numbers because the authority is aged. You know what I'm saying? You got to have that age. I done helped 3-4 people in the industry. You know what I'm saying? And when we dispatching, trying to get them loads, we calling at least 100 people a day just to get one load, and you barely making, you know what I'm saying, $1.50, $1.25. You get a couple partials, you might come out, good. You get you 2-3 loads, but it's not good, man. Save your money, build your authority, or lease on to somebody, because that's all they doing, taking y'all money, telling you can make this, make that. Yeah, they making that because they have an aged authority. So I just want to throw that out there, let people know, save your money, man. Just wait. This ain't no good time right now. It's a good time to buy a truck because, they going down because a lot of people getting out the game. But yeah,
you saying it's not,
throw that out
there. You saying it's not a good time to get into business right now?
No, it's not.
Why you figure that?
Like I said, if your authority is not aged, you're not getting loads unless you're doing, like you're moving, or Amazon, they're not paying. So don't let nobody trick y'all and say, Amazon, you're not making no money. Let alone if you got a driver, like, you're not going to be making a killing like how they putting out there. It's not a good time. That's just, like I said, I helped 3 people already, and
so when is a good time?
I couldn't tell you that, but I know from experience by helping people and having their authority, 1 or 2 months, and it's hard getting them loads.
So let me ask you this. I got 50 grand, right? Cash. I go buy a box truck, cash. I get all my authority. All in, I'm in 25,000. I got 25,000 in working capital. You telling me that I couldn't get in right now?
Yeah, you can get in because you're going to need at least, if you buy a truck, you're going to need at least 25 to get in. You know what I'm saying? You can get in, but it's just, like I said, it's ugly.
But what I'm saying, what determines ugly? Because if you saying now ain't a good time to get in, and you don't know when a good time to get in, how a person gonna get in? Because here's the thing: if I got 50,000 and I'm 25 in and I got 25 working capital, why wouldn't I be able to get in? I get what you're saying as far as the loads, but if I open a restaurant, I'm not gonna get the same amount of foot traffic as the restaurant across the street on the corner that's been open for 10 years because people know he exists. Until people drive past and see, oh, what's that new restaurant? I'm gonna make sure I come back one day. The next time I got some time, we'll come and stop in. Until that until more people find out that I'm open, my foot traffic ain't gonna build up. So I'm saying that to say this. Most businesses that you start ain't gonna hit the ground running. That's why you got working capital to weather the storm until you go through the trials and the tribulations of being a new carrier, while you aging your authority, while you going through the aging process of your authority. That's where the working capital comes in at. You might take a load here. You might have a few days where you ain't got a load, and those costs that you are those occurring costs that you dealing with when you operating at a loss because you don't got enough revenue coming in. That's where the working capital come in to help you.
Right.
So if your only reason for not coming in is because your authority ain't aged, I just, me personally, I just don't think that's a good enough reason to say don't come in.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is a lot of these companies that used to work with, new authorities, if you wanna go deal with TQL and horrible companies like that, yeah, so be it. You're gonna be barely getting $1 a mile. But a lot of these companies that used to mess with new authorities, they're not dealing with you. So that's what I'm saying is you got to go a different route as far as the load board, or if you got a contract, okay, that's different. But as far as that load board and booking loads, these companies not dealing with new authorities. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to save a person some thousands, because let alone you got a driver, and let's just say you paying them off of each load, or because I drive my own truck, I'm an owner operator, and I drive my own truck. So at times I don't make money, you know what I'm saying, because I don't want to take that load. It might cost me more to move that load. Like, I done took loads just to get in a better location, just paid me gas money, and I done had a flat tire, or I had to do this maintenance. So I end up losing money at the end because, I was trying to get to a better location. So, it's different ways to make money, but that's just my opinion. Don't listen to me. I'm just out here driving. But that's just what I feel. And I've been doing this. I've been driving for 10 years, but I've been having my own company, for 3. So I just want to give people a heads up. Like, all these gurus on Instagram, I see a lot of people, you can make this, make that. Man, it's cat, man. Save your money, man. Save your money.
So what you want them to save it to do with it then?
Just wait, hold out, wait a couple months, or like you said.
Well, all right. So check this out. Check this out. People been saying that since September, October 2022. So the person who would want to come in September 2022, that was being told to wait. Freightwaves was saying second quarter of 2023, nothing. They would still be waiting. So my question to you is, wait until when? When should they get in?
Yeah,
because here's the thing. If you coming up here to tell people to wait, then you gotta have the solution.
Yeah. Well, I ain't got the solution. I ain't gonna lie and say I do. You know what I'm saying? I'm letting people know what's going on out here. Like,
well, see, I think that's the thing. What you saying? I talk about all that stuff. I talk about the misinformation. I talk about all that stuff, right? But I train people on how to win regardless of the situation. I train people how to win regardless of the situation. I could come into this business right now with the same race that you talking about and make money. No doubt in my mind, I would make money. I would be profitable. You would probably hate me, but I know what to do to make money. It's going to affect guys who don't know, or it's going to affect guys who aren't as tenured as me. But ultimately, I know what to do to make money. I would be the guy that you would be hating saying is taking cheap freight. So if I'm
cheap freight.
Exactly, that's why I said that's what I say that all the time. But the people
I know
who would be mad at me for taking that shit, that's just what I'm saying. This is what they would be saying. So the point that I'm trying to make is I would come in with my business already structured to win regardless of what the economical climate is.
Right.
And that's the key. So if I was looking to come in, I wouldn't wait. Because here's the thing. If you've been following me, I've been saying the same shit for a year and a half. Yo, get used to this. This the new norm. This shit gonna be the same. Jerome Powell said, oh, we gonna cut the rates 3 times. It's June is almost here. We 6 months. They ain't cut it once. I already said we probably gonna get 1 rate cut, if any. We already 6 months in. They ain't cut it. Yo, this is the new norm. I've seen this happen 2 or 3 times in my lifetime. So the point that I'm saying is if a person is waiting, what are they waiting for? Because they've already been waiting a year and a half.
That's facts. You're definitely right on that. But before I leave that conversation, ain't no such thing as cheap rates, because once you take 1 or 2 loads, it's all gonna level out to $1.80, $2 a mile, maybe $2.50. Like right now, my truck, I'm just trying to get home for the the holiday. I just took a load for $1,200 going almost 700 miles, and then say, oh, that was dumb. Why would you do that? Because for one, I'm an owner operator. I own my truck, and my wife is dispatching. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you don't got a solid team, you ain't willing to drive, and you know what I'm saying, because you're going to take a lot of bullcrap loads. Like, a lot of loads is going to be horrible just to, like you said, to get out there. But that's just my opinion. I'm just throwing that out there, letting people know it ain't all peaches and cream out here. You know what I'm saying?
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Champaign.
So you from here?
Yeah.
So what do you primarily run? Like one pick, one drop? What do you do?
I partial. That's the only way I get $2 a mile for any load. I partial. That's all I do, partial. And a lot of loads, like my wife, she dispatch my truck and the other trucks. So it's times that we be like, okay, all right, we're gonna run through y'all authority, but they not giving them the load, so we have to run through our authority. You know what I'm saying? But I run from the mid-east. I go from Chicago to New York. I go back and forth. I play ping pong. Like, sometimes I go to Texas. I don't never go out west because I done been out there too many times. I done got stuck for horrible rates, talking about 80 cents a mile. So I'm not even going that way.
So here's my thing. You from here.
Yeah.
And you saying you having a hard time. I'm trying to figure out how.
I'm not having a hard time with my authority. I'm talking about with the new authority. At times it be tough though.
Here's the thing. What you see now is what you gonna get. The better that everybody is waiting for is never gonna come.
Right.
And I've been saying that. So
the pandemic rates.
But see, here's the thing. So many people that watch content around box truckers either came in during the pandemic or they're watching content that was created during the pandemic, because there was so much content created during the pandemic that it's overshadowing. It was so much content created during the pandemic to the point that that's what's being pushed to the masses. After the pandemic ended, a lot of the people that was creating that content have stopped creating content. So that volume of content that was being created and pushed during the pandemic, you don't see that consistent volume being created now. Who's making content in this space? So for a person that's coming in watching content or that's Googling box truck business, the algorithm is pushing that old content that was doing hella numbers during that time. How to start a box truck business. And that shit is old, and it's misinformation from that time period if you was watching it then, and it's definitely misinformation for the time period that we're in now. So
Correct.
the point that I'm trying to make is what we're living in now is this is just what it is. A person has to understand, listen, ain't no more dollar menu at McDonald's. This shit don't exist anymore. Right? Exactly. So that $1 million a mile, and I'm exaggerating it, that a person was getting during the pandemic, you're not gonna ever see that again. Right? You're just not. So you have to find a way to make shit work. Yes, now be it, you may come in on the new and ain't nobody gonna be fucking with you. That's just like any other business. So you have to make sure that you have enough working capital to weather the storm while your authority ages, or partner with maybe a dispatcher, you know what I'm saying, for a short time period that has relationships with brokers that can get you a better rate, right? Being a person with a new authority temporarily until your authority ages enough where you can go out there and seek loads on your own, right? When more brokers feel comfortable dealing with you. But the point is that better time that an individual will be waiting for, if telling people don't come in, that better time could be right now, because it could go down from here. You know what I'm saying? What we're in, because I've been in this shit for a long time, right? A long time. This shit is normal.
Right.
If you compare what's going on now to rates prior to the pandemic, you see the similarities.
Right. Well, when they do come in, you better have some money. And I would recommend.
Go ahead.
I would recommend drive yourself. Don't put no driver in that truck. And the reason I say that, your money get low and you ain't booking no loads, you still have to pay that driver. You still gonna have to pay that driver. So if you own the company, you own your truck, you might can sit for 2-3 days. You know what I'm saying? But if you sit 2-3 days with a driver, you still have to pay that driver at the end of the week. So, but yeah, man, that's all I really wanted, man. I just wanted to throw that out there. And like you said, who knows when it's the best time to get in the game? That was just, on my mental. I watch you every time you go live and stuff, so I just want to throw that out there when nobody calling in.
I appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And I got one question for you, though.
Shoot.
So, far as the contracts with the Home Depot and Lowe's and stuff, how do you go about that?
Just apply.
Just apply.
Mm-hmm.
So they go by the mile, or do they go by how many loads you move, how many deliveries you like?
You talking about big and bulky, like appliances and furniture? You muted yourself. You muted yourself.
And you know what I'm saying? It's tough. I ain't struggling, but it be tough at times.
We didn't hear nothing you said. You muted yourself for like the past minute. We didn't hear
That's
nothing
probably
you said.
because somebody was calling.
Yeah.
What was the last thing you heard?
You asked about the contracts, Home Depot, and I said it And I asked you, is it for? Are you looking to do appliances or furniture? And then it muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah, basically what I was saying was I was gonna try to put a driver, just do some deliveries and stuff, because I wouldn't recommend, what I'm saying, putting a driver out here. But like I said, everybody different strokes for different folks. Everybody might be, have their own thing, relationships with brokers, but it's just like right now, man, it's certain areas it'd be good going in, but coming out I'd be horrible. So, but yeah, I just wanted to figure out what was to that, that Home Depot make it easy on the driver, even though I know they got to do the deliveries and stuff.
Talking about 1-man or 2-man deliveries?
2-man.
I mean, it's as simple as applying. The rates are normally, depending on the logistics company, they'll give you a flat rate, and then they'll incentivize you if you go outside or you go a certain distance amount. Like you may, your typical route may be 10 stops guaranteed. They may say, okay, so you get $600 for 10 stops within a 75 or let's say 100-mile radius or whatever. If you go outside 100 miles, each additional 25 or 50 miles will pay you this additional for each mile outside of this radius, and we'll pay you an additional X amount of dollars per stop after 10 stops, right?
Okay.
So that's how it would normally pay you, unless you get a guarantee, which nowadays is very, very hard to do.
Right. So I got one more question before I get up out of here, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got 20 grand. I'm new. I'm coming in. I pay for my authority, get my insurance. I got my truck already. I got all that. Now, I'm active. You would go to the load board, or you would do a moving gigs, or just run the apps, or what would you do?
Man, I would never. Let me not say, because I don't want to offend nobody, bro. I would do moving.
You gotta keep it real, man.
Yeah, but I don't want to offend nobody. I'm gonna go where the money at. I'm gonna do where the most money is at. I'm gonna go moving, because that 20 grand I can get that back in 1 week.
I know.
1 week. I made that back.
I used to work for a moving company.
All right, so you in Champaign, I'm in Chicago, so I'm gonna market myself downtown up north. That's three moves a day. If I really, really hump, I can get 4 in. I do my 3, and then first at the end of the month, you always gonna get them calls the same day. My movers canceled on me. My movers canceled. All right, well, we can fit you in tonight, but it's gonna be at a premium. We probably ain't gonna get there until after 8 p.m. If you willing to move in the wee hours of the night, then we'll move you, but it's gonna be this much. 9.5 times out of 10, person gonna say yes, because they leases up. They got to be out anyway, because that apartment is turning over the next day. They ain't even nowadays. People don't even turn these units over. They don't wash and clean and prep and paint. Person moves out. I move people out, and the new person had they truck downstairs to move in as soon as we got the last item out. So these people gotta go. So I can make that 20,000 back in a week. Right. So I'm definitely doing the moving.
Okay.
Because that's where I'm gonna make the money at.
Okay.
That 20 grand, that shit coming right back. Next week, this weekend, right now. This a $15,000-$20,000 weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend. This one of the busiest. This is the third busiest weekend of moving season. First and second is a toss-up between the end of August going into September and 4th of July week. End of June going into the 4th of July. This is debatably the third busiest moving weekend of the year. Anybody in the moving business will tell you that. It's a toss-up between this weekend, the end of June going into July 3rd, the August going into September. That week is always bananas, because you got everybody moving. It's end of the summer. You got all the college people that's got to move to to their dorm. So that in August going to September is that's just number one, hands down. It always was number one for me. So this weekend alone is a $20,000 weekend if you know what you're doing. Simple, no problem.
Right.
So yeah, I'm doing moving.
Okay.
Hands down.
Well, hey, like I said, I wanna expand, you know, I just wanna do bigger things. You know, I feel like over the road good, you know, the money good. But I'm out here, I'm driving, I'm doing at least 10,000 miles a month. At least. Some months I'm doing 16, 17,000 miles. So it just, you know, a lot of things people just, you know, you gotta think about it just if you want to do that. Like I don't like driving, but the money good. So, but yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in, that's all. And, you know, see what you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I wouldn't tell nobody it's not a good time, because if you tell them that, then the next question they're gonna be like, well, when is a good time? And you can't say you don't know if you telling them that now is not a good time. It's always a
Correct.
good time. Whenever there's blood in the streets, it's opportunity.
Correct.
It's opportunity now, because here's the thing. In the times we living in, it's still people coming into the business. It's people exiting, but it's still people coming in. You know what I'm saying? So, and as long as we live in a society now where people want to work for themselves, this is one of those industries where a person could, you know, that barrier to entry is not much to get up and running and be your own business owner. We live in a society now where no one wants to go work a traditional job. Everybody's talking about, I can't work for nobody. I'm trying to get away from the rat race. I want to be my own boss. I'm trying to create, you know, generational wealth and all this, that, and the third. You're going to still have an influx of people coming in. So with that heightened competition, the rates are going to always either be where they're at or that. The more people coming in, the more competition, the lower the rates are going to get. The only time when you're going to see rates go sky high is if there's an increase in volume or a lower in supply for whatever reason. And I don't see the supply ever going to the point where the rates are going to go, the demand is going to, the rates are going to go up because the supply is low. You got people coming in every day.
Right.
More people coming in now than prior to the pandemic because the culture is different now.
From what I was just read, they saying we need like 70,000 more trucks on the road.
I mean, that's always been debatable, whereas the drivers are short, this, that, and the third. But here's the thing. The more drivers that come in, the lower the rates.
Correct.
So, you know.
Yeah, you're definitely right on that.
At the end of the day, here's the thing. It's business. And see, the thing is, people don't look at it like business. The truckers, whether you're an owner, operator, or company driver, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. You have no say-so.
Exactly.
The big companies are what control the whole shit. If they want more people to come in, they want the supply to steady outpace the demand. Why? Because that keeps the rates low, right? And then by having lower trucking rates, what happens? That money that's being saved, it gets passed along to the consumer, right? Because they're in competition at the shelf. That when you go to the store, anything that you purchase off that shelf, there's a lot of things factored into what you pay for it. And shipping is one of them.
Right.
If shipping goes through the roof, those inflated shipping rates is ultimately going to get passed along to who?
My bad, you cut out. I'm like in the mountains.
I said if shipping rates go through the roof, where are those high prices going to get passed along to?
The carriers.
No, the consumer.
Okay.
When you go to buy something off a shelf, because you said you're in the mountain. When you go purchase something off a shelf, the price that you pay for whatever it is you buy, I don't care where you at. If you're in a gas station, you get a Snicker bar. You go to Walmart, you get a T-shirt. That price that you pay, there's many factors that are a part of why you're paying what you're paying for that are included in it. And shipping is one of them. So if shipping goes up, the price of whatever you're buying is going to go up. The whole point of the market in trucking, it was created, and I've talked about this. This is why people got to do their education. All right, during the deregulation of trucking in 1980, it was created this way to increase competition because competition lowers cost. If trucking would have remained the way it was prior to 1980, everything would be sky high. Right? Why? Because certain trucking companies and certain trucking carriers control routes. They were the only people that were allowed to move a certain commodity along a certain route. By deregulating it, it brought in more people. And when more people compete, rates go down. Who won there? Who won? Big box retailers, right? Because if that never would have happened in 1980, and here we are at 2024, and you add the rate of inflation from 1980 to 2024, a lot of the shit that you buy in the store, that simple essential goods, you'll be paying a premium price for them. And you may be complaining about the prices of some of this shit you pay now. But if what happened in 1980 didn't happen, you would be paying a whole lot more.
Correct.
The big winners were the big box retailers. Because now those savings based from the competition that's going on in the trucking market gets pushed along to the consumer. And now we can compete a little bit more. That's why you got companies like Walmart, they got their own logistics channel, and then they still outsource as well. Yeah, look to see when Walmart really started booming. Go do your research. Look to see when Walmart really started. All right. Look when trucking was deregulated, and look at the expansion of Walmart afterwards.
Okay. Definitely got to look.
So everything is by design.
It definitely is.
So when you look at it, when you look and you understand why things are the way they are, you have to understand, listen, all right, so this is the way this is, and this is why it is the way it is. So let me figure out a niche and carve me out a niche so that I can compete based on the way things are, because I'm not going to be able to change it. You know what? If it ever gets to a point where fewer truckers are coming into the market and that increases demand, you know what? You're going to see a media frenzy of big companies promoting become your own trucker. You know why? Because they're going to do that to entice people to come into trucking as owner operators to ultimately increase the supply to lower the demand so the prices can be still affordable for the consumers at the register.
Right. So I got another question for you. So why, I remember at one point in time, box trucks was cheap. You know what I'm saying? They going down, but they the same price as 53 footers. You might come out cheaper buying a 53 footer in a box truck.
Why would somebody buy a 53 footer if they don't have a CDL?
That's why I said that's where the drivers come in. But I'm throwing that out there. Them trucks are cheaper than a box truck. They going down. Like, I don't know what Ryder got going on, but they got buy one, get one half off on the box trucks.
Where you see this at?
And I think everywhere. Go on their website. Everywhere.
Buy one, get one half off?
Buy one, get one half off. Like, yeah.
I mean,
So,
box trucks are they're cheap. I mean, I'm looking at some right now. These are the prices. You know, these prices are similar to what they were going for. I remember when I was shopping for box trucks and 26 footers back, let's say 10 years ago, what was going for 25,000. So
correct.
what would be equivalent to paying 40,000 for a box truck now? It's 25,000 then. When you a 20,000 or $30,000 box truck now, 15, 16, 17 grand. You know, so but in today's times with inflation, when you add on inflation, I'm looking at box trucks right now on Penske, 2014, 28,000, 2013, 11,500, 2018, 31. I think these prices are pretty reasonable considering it's 2024.
But what's the miles on them? That's what I'd be scared of. Like,
Two and some change. 2013 International, $11,000, 320,000 miles. 2014 International, 28,000, 222,000 miles. 2018 Freightliner, uh, 28,000 miles.
and you ain't scared of them numbers.
200. No.
Two,
Why would I be?
two and 300,000.
No. Truck is made to go 1,000,000 plus miles. Why would I be scared of it? If something happens, I just get it fixed.
Right.
Why would I? See, here's the thing. Why am I going to be scared of something that's going to break down anyway?
Correct.
I've never had any problems as far as major issues with none of the used trucks that I bought. I've had the biggest issue with one of the brand new trucks I bought. So the point that I'm trying to make is an old truck going to break down just like a new truck going to break down. But guess what? If I'm coming into the business, I can't afford a new truck. And when I say can't afford it, I may be approved for it, but if you understand the business and understand, the margins and shit like that, I can't afford it.
Right.
See, this $11,000 truck makes a little bit more sense. Now, when I take my mechanic, when I invest that $150, $200 a day to take my mechanic to go look, if these 8 trucks was at one dealership and we went to go look at these 8 trucks and this is what I got to choose from, we're going to spend the whole day. I'm already bought the mechanic for the day and we're going to look at all these. If he tell me this bad boy right here, runner, I'm gone. Now, it's a little bit more past the miles. I usually would want to stick it around 250, 270, 300. This is at 320. But if my mechanic that I'm paying that I trust tell me, yo, him a runner, I'm gone.
Right.
If he tell me this bad boy, I'm gone. Now, I wouldn't be a fan of the International. I would be like, man, let's lean towards some Freightliners. If he tell me this is a deal, I'm gone. I'm not worried about this right here. I ain't worried about that. I'm not worried about that.
International. I done drove them all, and Freightliner was the best truck. I done had one with 500,000 miles, running like better than a new truck. So
yeah. So I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about I want to get the best bang for my buck. I want to spend the least amount of money and get the best truck for the least amount, because now I'm going to make more money as a result of that. I can go out here and buy one of these trucks way down here, because it's a 2022 or whatever, a 2019 or whatever this is. Look at this moving truck right here, $367,000, $28,000. Like, I'm not. Hold on, let me increase let me go out 50 miles. Let's see something. Let's see. 2019, 65,000. So I'm gonna spend another $30,000 to save 40,000 miles. This is the 2019 Freightliner for 65 with 187,000 miles. This is a 2018 Freightliner with 229,000 miles. Yeah, this is a level 2. And this is a level 1 probably. A level 1. But this one is 65. and this one is 31. I'm finna spend twice the amount to save 40,000 miles.
Don't make sense.
If my
Definitely
mechanic tell
correct on
me,
that.
if my mechanic tell me, I see this, I see this, I see this, I see that, and he tell me, yeah, it's a few issues with this and this and that, and the issues with this one is penny ante ass issues, and if this one is some penny ante ass issues that's gonna cost me $4,000 or $5,000, I'd rather go spend the $4,000 or $5,000 up front than finance an additional 30 to have to still go spend that same amount of money eventually anyway. Because that extra 30,000, guess what? It's costing me every single month plus interest.
Correct. You're definitely right.
So why would I go do that just to say I got a 2019? It's a work truck. You think I give a? I'm in Chicago. I'm used to
Right.
rust and shit like that. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is that truck being a workhorse. It's a slave. It's a legal slave.
Yeah.
I don't care about none of that extra shit. Listen, I've done live streams where I got 205s. They still up and running. You take care of this shit gonna take care of you. If I was to jump back into this shit right now, I would put them 205s out there. I would give a fuck if a motherfucker care that they 05s and you got 2018s. What's the difference? If we pull into the same warehouse, we got the same account, we getting paid the same guarantee. What's the difference from your 05 and my 05 and your 2019? I'll tell you the difference. My shit is paid for. It's older. My insurance is lower than yours, and we getting the same thing, but I'm walking away with more profit than you.
You're definitely right on that.
The trucks is doing the same thing. But guess what? I'm making more money than you.
Because you own your truck.
Not because I own it, but because my costs are lower. That person that got that 2019, he's paying a note. More than likely.
Yeah.
His insurance is higher. And we both own the new. I understand the importance of keeping my costs down.
Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
So I wouldn't be scared.
Okay. Yeah,
I wouldn't be scared.
I was looking at a truck and it was like close to 3, but I'm like, man, I don't know. I was scared of the miles, you know what I'm saying? One person was telling me this. So, I learned a lot, just by watching your YouTubes and stuff. So that's why I'm like, man, let me go ahead and ask you these little questions because I'm trying to grab another one. But yeah, I appreciate it. The knowledge, you know what I'm saying, in the free game, because a lot of these other guys, they wouldn't even want to talk to you. They need $200-300 just to talk to you for 30 minutes.
Well, a lot of people ain't gonna talk to you because here's the thing. A lot of these guys, and I it's not to throw shade, but experience is gonna be your best teacher. A lot of them not finna stream. Here's the thing: when you talk and you talk and you talk, and especially if you talk as much as I do, eventually, if you don't have the knowledge, somebody is gonna come to try to stump you. And if you don't have the information because you don't have the experience, the jig is up.
Correct.
And then, why are you on here so-called educating people when you really don't have the experience to be selling shit? So they don't really talk. They rather do it in private, feed you something, because if they not, because we've already done seen shit like that. I've already done exposed some shit,
That's
and ruined
90%
some camaraderie with like margins. And I did something with a margin. One content creator said margin. He didn't know the answer. Somebody threw out a number in the chat and he just rolled with it. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens is people will say shit to stomp you because they know that you don't know, and then that ruins that person's credibility because they selling shit. So they just keep their mouth shut. So but experience is always gonna be your best teacher. I mean, I don't mind giving out education and information. The industry did right by me, so it doesn't. I don't worry about even if I was still active, I wouldn't worry about, well, I'm giving this person going to be my competition. No, it's not, because just because I'm giving you the information, you still got to go out and apply it. If I'm already active and have been doing it for years and years and years, I still had the relationships and I still had the know-how. Just because you got the information, you still got to go and learn how to apply it. You see what I'm saying? So it's all good. I actually enjoy doing it. If I didn't, then I would have stopped doing this shit a long time ago, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because I watch a couple other guys. I ain't going to say no names. But one thing I can say about your platform is, everything real. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, we just started, like you said. You got experience in this. So I actually learned a lot of stuff from you by just watching. Looking at your videos, doing my research. So, like I said, I appreciate the free game. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to continue to keep watching. And, it is what it is. But, like you said, in a couple of your videos, hey, y'all stop buying them mentorships because that shit bullshit. I almost, fell into that part of it. Like, it's not worth it because the money you spending, you go out there and figure that same information out for free, or it might cost you $1,000 or $2,000. But I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna follow just anybody because, like I said, they just throwing stuff at the wall. Hopefully it stick. Because a lot of people don't know, and I just be reading the comments. I'll be like, man, what the fuck is they talking about? Like his ass, he just making up stuff now. Especially with the with the Amazon. Okay, that Amazon shit, man. You better do an Amazon, and then you better start looking on the load board. And then I'm gonna get some free game about Amazon. And a lot of people don't want to say it. Oh, I'm charging. Go to Minnesota peak season, and that's where you're gonna make your money at.
Well, I've never ran Amazon, and I know that, but it's the snow is up there. But here's the thing, with Minnesota, it's, to me, honestly, if someone came to me and said, hey, Mark, man, these are the rates up in Minnesota, and then I'm going to know why, and I go look, I would advise them don't go up there. I will advise them not to go up there. If you can't drive in the snow, don't go up there. And even if you can drive in the snow, that shit is risky. I know what it. Yes. I know the costs that are associated with getting trucks winched out of the snow. I've had to get a few of my trucks winched out of the snow. But no, I didn't have to pay that much because I got relationships with my towing company. So I use the same towing company over and over and over again, and we kind of barter shit. You know what I'm saying? We barter shit. But I remember one situation before I built my relationship with that particular tow company. I paid Dark Angel Towing here in Chicago. They charged me $600 to winch a truck out of an alley just a few feet. So, and this is maybe eight years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, I would advise, the risk has to be worth the reward. And I know the snow in Minnesota. If it's 3 feet of snow up there, 2.5, 3 feet of snow, I wouldn't even risk sending the truck. I would tell that person don't go, because you might, the main roads and the E-way may be okay, and that may be a risk. But then when you go make those deliveries and you got to go down one of these side streets, what you gonna do?
It's ugly. But one thing I can say, if you can drive in the snow, you definitely can run it up during that little 30 days peak season, and you're gonna make at least 20,000 profit. But like I said, that's if you don't run into, that's if you don't slide off the road. If you don't get stuck in the snow embankment, you get stuck making a delivery in the snow. It's a risk. So that's facts. Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate, man, all the the knowledge. You just gave me, and y'all stay safe out there, man, and don't be sucker free.
All right, man. Peace. Appreciate you coming up.
All right. Appreciate you.